Hi everyone, Mitch from Pickdawgz.com here with your free pick in the Georgia versus Tennessee college basketball matchup on Saturday, January 13th, 2024. Of course, if you like all our free picks we do at Pickdawgz, you'll love our premium picks, our best bets. Use the discount code PICK for 15% off. We also have the Dime Club and Sharp Trading Plays. Of course, these are meant for people who make big bets, and they're only available by texting the number you see on the screen. So go ahead and text that number if you make big bets. But let's get to this one. Georgia taking on Tennessee, SEC college basketball action in a loaded college basketball Saturday. Doing our best to cover as many of these big games as we can today here on YouTube and, of course, on our website. We've got all the games covered today, every single one of them. But the thing is, we look at this game, Georgia taking on Tennessee. Hard to believe that the Bulldogs are the ones that enter this game with the better record. Georgia 12-3 on the season, a perfect 10-0 at home, but just 4-5-1 against the number at home. While the Vols 11-4 on the season, 1-3 on the road. 1-2 on the road this year and 1-2 against the number. You know, Tennessee comes in 7-3 in their last 10, while Georgia, they've won 10 their last 10 games. So we'll see exactly how they got there. We know Mike White, coaching Georgia, fired at Florida a couple of years ago, was picked up by Georgia almost immediately, and starting to pay dividends there for them. A guy that, well, to be honest with you, faded the bulk of his career, but he definitely bruised me last time out. I took Arkansas against Georgia. That game was in Athens as well, and it was all Bulldogs in that game. They pretty much led it from start to finish and ended up easily covering the 2-point spread. The Dogs were coming off of a win at Missouri to open their SEC schedule. You know, Georgia didn't play the toughest out-of-conference schedule. They did play in one of those earlier earlier tournament style things, and they actually did not look all that good around Thanksgiving. You know, when lost to Miami, giving up a big lead and then really getting run over in that game. When we look at Tennessee, of course, they've played a loaded out-of-conference schedule too. I mean, you look at losses to Kansas and North Carolina, wins over Illinois and NC State. You know, these are the heavy hitters. They opened their SEC schedule with a win over Ole Miss. They were laying a dozen in that game against Ole Miss, who was undefeated going into that one, and they covered easily, putting up 90 points to 64. One thing that, the knock on Tennessee in recent years has been that they can't score points. They can stop teams, but putting points on the board, well, that's been the issue. And then last time out against Mississippi State, at Mississippi State, we saw them lose by 5 points. Mississippi State certainly an up-and-comer. There's not going to be any easy SEC games this year, maybe Vandy. But they're certainly not just going to be giving away wins. And I think that we're starting to see that, not just in this matchup, but in a lot of these other games. Georgia has been D'ing it up, guarding the perimeter extremely well, just guarding the floor in general. Tennessee, we know, struggles to score points. And then on the other side of it, offensively, Georgia really doesn't do much either, but Tennessee just locked down defense. This one's going to be an SEC football-style war, I think. This is going to be a real physical game. I think it could be, one of the lowest. I think it could be a pretty low-scoring game. I think in that sort of game, that is Tennessee's wheelhouse. I'm going to take the Vols here, and that's going to be my free pick. Of course, while you're doing your picks, putting your bets in, use our free betting tools at sportschatplace.com. They're 100% free, and they'll help put you on the most favorable bets on the board today.